Good evening. We call the meeting of the Liberty County Board of Commissioners to order. Mr. Mosley, has the meeting been properly advertised?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Normally, Bishop Page is here, Mr. Mosley, but he is tied up in Richmond Hill, so would you be so kind as to lead us in our invocation and a pledge? Please stand, if you will, ladies and gentlemen, for the invocation and the pledge.
Let us pray. Gracious and kind Father, we thank you for all your many and bountiful blessings. We thank you, Father God, for life, health, and strength. And we pray now, Father God, to give this august body the wisdom and the insight as they transact the business of this community. And these and all other blessings we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and make a statement, because I see we have a full house, and I know why most of you are here. The Liberty County Board of Commissioners we have a process for budget approval, one that has been going on for several years, where the departments, when I say that, that means those people that work in this building, the next building, just to they all send that budget request over to the county for operational needs. And then the county, in turns, I'm going to come to you, Mr. Keith, the county, in turns, look at those numbers, try and Samantha here does a good job of doing magic with the numbers, if I may say that. And we try to make it where Liberty County has a balance, but have to have a balanced budget. So each department that sends the budget requests, they're heard. And we asked Ms. Mosley and Ms. Richardson to look at those. There are some that are very little changes, so they pretty much reviewed those for us. And where there were major changes, we had those persons to come and appear before us, because there were major changes in the budget requests from the previous year. That was the case for the library. So we had them come before us to explain why there's a major increase. And when I say that, let me give you an idea. And let me say this too. Some of you were told, I'm sorry, you were mistakenly told, the library is not on the agenda today. You know, it was a budget that was not on the agenda today. We had a budget hearing for all that. So it's not an agenda item for open discussion today. But since you're here, let me go and explain to you how we got to where we are. So for the library itself, and I'm a card-carrying member, their increase was $352,000 over last year's budget. $300,000 over last year's budget. So that's what called us to have to review it. All right. And they came in and explained to us health insurance was a big number, and then staffing was the other part of it. All right. So we said, once again, we're trying to balance everybody's budget, not just theirs. The same process that they underwent, other departments, same thing. No difference. No difference. But it was such a large increase. So the commissioners, we look at trying to balance our budget, we said, that's too much for us to absorb, especially in 1 year. So we asked them to go back and tell us what they have to have. Give us what you just got to have. And I think there was $14,000 difference from what they had offered before, which is not a lot, y'all. Remember now, I'm balancing the budget for all the county departments, fire, EMS, sheriff, all those departments, so not just the library. And guess where the funds come from to fund that? Property taxes. And guess who's mad at us when we set millage? Some of you who are sitting in the audience today. So we're not picking on them. We love the library. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, we've approved that budget every year without question. Only this year, because of the high increase, that we questioned it. Only this year. So I'm not sure what you all have been told, but as commissioners, we are library lovers. When the school system put out funding in the library, we kept funding the library because it meant that much to us. We love and support our library. And what I told Mr. Graves, those of you who would like to meet with us independently, get with Mr. Mosley, and we'll sit around the table and we'll talk about it more in depth. But I want you to hear how we got to where we are. Other departments, same thing. That gentleman there, Stand up, sir. Tax assessor office, something he asked for, guess what? He didn't get them. Same process for all departments. And what I hope we've relayed is that what commissioners generally do, once we get the digest, we may be able then to go back and review and make some adjustments, but that's not now. Once the digest comes in, we tell them what the property values are, what it can help to afford our budgetary requests, then we may be able to go back and make some adjustments. And the library, anybody, is certainly allowed to come back to us and say, hey, please give me another look. We're certainly willing to do that. But we can't do that tonight. That's where we are. And that's how we got here. I remind you, every year, and I've been a commissioner over 10 years, we've given the library what they've asked for. So why would I pick on them this year? Only because of the significant increase. And we understand health insurance was a big issue. And they told us, we had a great conversation, that they're under the state system, they're kind of stuck. We understand that. And the other part was salaries for staffing. We cannot tell the library to close on Saturday. They have to come to those conclusions. Someone said the county is closing. No, we're not. The county is cutting out, no, we're not. But I worked for many years in another place where we had to do the same kind of, processes when funds were tight. I've been there where I had to lay off staff. I've been there where I had to cut staff hours, all those things. I've been there, done that. And then when things get better, guess what? We make it better for the staff. But we did not dictate to them what to do. That was their decision. So someone is communicating to the public that the county is closing the library on Saturday. And I remind them for the third and final time, we've given the library what they asked for every single time, except for this year. We still support the library. When the digest comes in, we can review that. But in the meantime, I say again to Mr. Graves and others, you want to meet with us, we'll meet with you. Get with Mr. Moses, set up a date and time. We'll meet, maybe go more in depth about it. You're welcome to stay. Thank you for coming. We have more business that we're going to take care of. I'm not sure who would be the, I picked up Mr. Graves because I've known him for a long time, who would be the point of contact, but you are welcome to meet, to join him and others to meet with us to talk about this more in depth. All righty? Thank you. Approval of minutes for our May meeting. Let me go ahead and announce Commissioner Waller will not be here, and Commissioner Thrift is caught in traffic and rerouting. She's somewhere in Long County. There's been an accident, so she's being rerouted, so she should be here shortly, we hope. Right. But we need to approve the minutes for the month of May, Commissioners.
So moved.
Chairman. Second? Second. Any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands. All right, the meetings of May are approved. Proclamation, National Pollinator Week, Dr. Bell. Followed by National Amateur Radio Week, Mr. Clint Stanley.
Afternoon.
Oh.
I'm Dr. Karen Bell from Keep Lyric Beautiful, the Executive Director, and we're here to let you know about Pollinator Week. Pollinator Week is June 16th to the 22nd, and it's an annual celebration to support our pollinators' health that was initiated by and managed by the Pollinator Partnership. It's a time to raise awareness for our pollinators and spread the word about what we can do to protect them. We cannot have our environment, our earth, without our pollinators. And we will have a week-long celebration online. We are also working with all 3 libraries in Liberty County. They'll be handing out pollinator kits and also at our office and doing online activities. We'll also be coordinating that with our World Ocean Day, which is Monday, June 9th. Everybody is invited. It's like a little round robin of activities, and we'll also feed you. So that's from 10 to 12 at the Keep Liberty Beautiful office. We'll learn about the ocean, learn about our environments and our pollinators.
Excerpts, please, sir. The highlights.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to read it in short form. Proclamation, National Pollinator Week, June 16th through 22nd, 2025. Whereas pollinator species such as birds and insects are central partners of farmers and ranchers in producing much of our food supply, and whereas pollination plays a vital role in the health of our national forest and grasslands, which provide forage, fish, and wildlife, timber, water, mineral resources, and recreational opportunities, as well as enhanced economic development opportunities for communities. And now, therefore, I, Donald L. Lovett, and Liberty County Board of Commissioners do hereby proclaim the week of June 16th through 22nd, 2025 as National Pollinator Week, so declared on this 3rd day of June 2025, and urge all citizens to recognize this observance.
Thank you. If you all just stand in queue right there. Let's go to the next one. When we take our picture, we do the follow-up. Just stand in queue, if you will. Yes, sir. National Amateur Radio Week, Mr. Stanley.
Good evening. I'm here today to ask you to sign a proclamation for National Amateur Radio Week here in Liberty County. Just some highlights of how amateur radio assists the county and why I'm even up here. As the Chief Information Officer for the county, emergency communications falls under me during emergencies, and the Amateur Radio Club falls under that to keep Liberty County in communication with our local, regional, state, and federal partners in emergencies. This was played out in North Carolina during the recent hurricanes, and that kind of kept the people connected with the state. Our local amateur radio, or Hinesville, it's called the Hinesville Amateur Radio Emergency Society Club, meets every month at the EMA office, and we also offer monthly testing for anybody that's interested in getting their amateur radio license. And as part of this Amateur Radio Week, we will be doing a field day on June the 28th, and this is so that the club goes out in the field and uses their equipment using emergency power, batteries, solar power, stuff like that, and make contacts all over the United States.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, short form proclamation, Amateur Radio Week, June 28th through 29th, 2025. Whereas amateur radio operators are celebrating over a century of the miracle of the human voice broadcast over the airways, and whereas amateur radio has continued to provide a bridge between peoples, societies, and countries by creating friendships and the sharing of ideas, and whereas amateur radio operators have provided countless hours of community services both in emergencies and to other local organizations throughout these decades, and therefore be resolved that I, Donald L. Lovett, Chairman of Liberty County, and the Liberty County Board of Commissioners do hereby officially recognize and designate June 22nd through 29th as Amateur Radio Week in Liberty County, Georgia.
Okay. If I can ask you all to stay in queue, too. I got one more I want to do that way, because I know there'll be a Kodak moment. Liberty County Historical Society, Ms. Hermina Glass-Hill. And company, I saw.
Company.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you for having us this afternoon. As you stated, I'm Hermina Glass-Hill. I am the proud president of the Liberty County Historical Society. I am joined by our executive team, if you will stand, Vice President Randy Branch. Our treasurer is Phil Odom, and our secretary is Rose Mullis, along with our communication director, which is Cecil Greenwell. We are here this evening to say thank you, thank you, thank you to the Liberty County Board of Commissioners for unanimously voting to have the Susie King Taylor Freedom Park on Isle of Wight at Jones Creek. This evening, what we like to do as the Liberty County Historical Society, there are two things we would like to do. The first thing we'd like to do is, I would like for my partners to come and join me, stand in front of me, or to the side rather. This evening, we want to make a donation because the purpose of the Liberty County Historical Society, which was conceived in 1967, the purpose of this organization was to cultivate an interest in the history of Liberty County, to make the general public aware of the historical role of Liberty County, to compile, write, and publish a history of Liberty County, to seek out points and places of historical interest in Liberty County, and to restore and preserve the places where possible, to acquire, hold, and preserve historic sites and buildings, and to serve the citizens of Liberty County and the state of Georgia as a nonprofit educational and historical association. We the people, the opening words of the United States Constitution, signifying that the authority of the government in the United States derives from the consent of the governed, or the people. This phrase emphasizes that political power originates from the people and that government exists to serve them. We the people, the citizens of these United States, would only include everyone after much bloodshed during the American Civil War. Following the end of the war in 1865, the Reconstruction Act set up a path to true freedom for everyone with the passage of the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, the 14th Amendment, which granted citizenship and equal protection under the law, and the 15th Amendment, which granted black males the right to vote and prohibited denying the right to vote based on race, color, and previous conditions of servitude. We know that by 1877, that would change with the end of Reconstruction. Following the end of the war in 1865, the Reconstruction Act set us on a path to true freedom for everyone with the passage of these amendments. However, there was resistance, but there were people like William A. Golding and Tunis Campbell. But there were blockades and intimidation and corruption at voting booths. There was intimidation by the KKK. There was resistance by people like Ralph Quarterman and Mary LeCount Baggs, Martin Luther King Jr. and Andrew Young and Septima Clark and Dorothy Cotton and later Representative Al Williams and so many others here in Liberty County until the laws changed, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, addressing voting rights discrimination, particularly in the South. So you all know, because I'm preaching to the choir, that this history is most significant, and Liberty County plays an extremely significant and important role in this transformational change in American history, right down at Dorchester Academy, where that history was incorporated and transformed our country. But today, we, the Liberty County Historical Society, we'd like to thank the Liberty County Board of Commissioners for taking the initiative to join the cause of preserving our shared history and sacred places. The Susie King Taylor Freedom Park at Jones Creek is now under construction, yay, for renovation, and is a bold new direction for our county. We thank you for that. Liberty County Historical Society would like to offer a financial donation to Liberty County for the purpose of seeking out points and places of historical interest in Liberty County and for restoring and preserving the place where a 13-year-old African-American Gullah Geechee girl, Susie King Taylor, tested the boundaries and the definitions of freedom and liberty and justice for all when she escaped the bondages of slavery on April 13, 1862. We now present to you a check for $5,000 towards the renovation of the Liberty County Park, Susie King Taylor Freedom Park at Jones Creek.
Thank you.
And our second, I'm sorry.
Go right ahead. Good.
Oh, and
You hand that to Mr. Moses.
and Mr. This is.
Make sure it goes in the right account.
And you can take that to the bank. And secondly, given where we are with the renovation of this park, first I'd like to acknowledge our commissioner from District 1 as well, Marion Stevens. Thank you so much, sir, for representing our district. I happen to live in Midway. Secondly, since we've come into this stage and this phase of renovation of the park now, as it stands, could be possibly eligible for a designation on the National Park Service's Underground Railroad Network to Freedom program, because the significance of the park, the Susie King Taylor Freedom Park that's on Isle of Wight, is that the number one criteria is that you have to prove that a person escaped. We know very well it's been documented in several places, including Susie King Taylor's 1902 self-published memoir, in which she stated, "I was born on August 6, 1848, 30 miles south of Savannah on Isle of Wight in Liberty County, Georgia." We are Liberty County proud of that fact. But to have a designation by the National Park Service will elevate our role, our significance in the National Park Service and the Underground Railroad Network to Freedom Trail. It will bring people to Liberty County. There are numerous benefits. So at this time, the Liberty County Historical Society, we would like to request that the Liberty County government would be a partner in applying for the designation of the Underground Railroad Network to Freedom program. We would certainly like to be the applicants on behalf of the county.
Chair, entertain a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Second, motion and second that we collaborate with the Liberty County Historical Society to submit the application to join the Underground Railroad Network and have a site in Liberty County, Georgia, that would be a tourist attraction and many other things, to a place for our school children to learn, and a point of pride in our community. So thank you for making that. So any other discussion? All in favor, show of hands, please. Make that,
One little thing to say.
okay.
I would like to say,
If you come to the mic, they'll pick it up
Here-
for the folk
Chairman Lovett
for the
was
folk at home.
instrumental in bringing Hermina here when he talked to me about it a few years ago.
You
about
remember.
the 8 years ago.
You remember.
And the Susie King Taylor idea, I've never really knew the story. And I don't know how you came across it, but.
Newspaper.
Newspaper, okay. But he did a wonderful job in getting, of course, Hermina was already interested in it, I believe,
She was.
back then. And she ended up moving here and has been a inspiration in doing a lot of great things. And we hope we'll all continue. I've been on the Historical Society 25, 28 years, something like that, since for a while. Been a lot of us through there. But we're proud of what we have done, and we hope to do a lot more in the future.
Thank you so much. All right, with the first group come, commissioners, let's do our Kodak opportunities. Let's see. Mr. Mosley, you have those proclamations? Yes, sir. Pollinators. I've learned the value of all that.
She was asleep. She was asleep.
Who's going, somebody grab them.
So you don't count no more?
Just for you.
Let's congratulate this group. Thank you. Good to see all my people. Yeah. Amateur radios. Thank you, sir.
Liberty County Amateur
Grab a hold
Radio.
of it, Clinton.
Say hi, old man.
Sound like on the old, though.
1, 2,
There's
3. Thank you.
Thank
Good?
you.
Liberty County Historical Society.
Yeah. Picking up all my pictures. I gotta get them out of here. Crap.
Thank you for your generous donation. Ms. Richardson has a check. Yeah, bring the big check. Yeah. What's Bill doing?
Hey, Randy.
Oh, wait on the big check?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, we got that working, so we need something else we can go forward with. I'm sure there's somebody else out there.
I'm sure too. I'm sure too.
But you are, Mr. Boyd.
That's right. Okay. All right. Hey, where my, oh, let me get my, okay. All right. I know Mr. Payne is going to present to us. We're going to have insert him in there. We're going to try to move expeditiously as we can. Thank you all for, let's see, just in a word of announcements, but we have the ordinance. Friday, June 6th, Joseph Miller Park ribbon cutting, 10 o'clock. Friday, June 6th, Joseph Miller Park renovation, improvements, ribbon cutting, SPLOST funded project. That 1 penny comes to our rescue again for that park dedication. This is hurricane season. Commissioner Stevens and our EMA team is sponsoring some town halls for hurricane preparedness. The Liberty County Head Start on June 9th from 6 to 7:30. Liberty County Head Start, June 9th, 6 to 7:30. John D. McGovern Complex, June 18th, 6 to 7:30. That's at the McGovern Complex. June 18th, 6 to 7:30. And June 30th at the Dorchester Civic Center on Islands Highway. The Dorchester Civic Center on Islands Highway, June 30th from 6 to 7:30, same time. So please, ma'am, please, sirs, attend those town halls so we can all be prepared for this hurricane, this storm season. All right, Mr. Payne, if you will, present for us now, please, sir. And while he's presenting even the Susan King Taylor Park we talked about, Jones Creek, also a SPLOST funded project. So your SPLOST dollars are coming to your rescue. We would not have these improvements without SPLOST dollars. Mr. Payne.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for getting me in on short notice. I have 3 announcements I wanted to make, we have notices coming out soon, so I want to make sure that I had the opportunity to speak to the citizens of Liberty County. First thing is, the Board of Assessors has adopted a mission statement, and we wanted to present it to the board and to the county. The mission statement for the Liberty County Board of Assessors now is: the mission of the Liberty County Board of Assessors is to fairly and uniformly appraise all real and personal property within our jurisdiction in accordance with state law, while delivering clear, accurate, and timely information to the public. We are committed to ethical service, transparency, and supporting the financial foundation of local government through integrity and assessment. And that was voted on by my staff, and we did a flyer to find out what they wanted and what they felt the office should present. And this is what we adopted. Second announcement. Probably in the next week or so, the assessment notices will be mailed to the citizens. One thing we want to make them aware of is it will look different from what it looked like in the past years. And that's based off House Bill 581 and House Bill 92. Those changes being, and you can see here. So if you look here, now you will see a estimate of rollback. A prior year assessment notice would have the estimate of taxes on it. So because of the House bill, they have removed this estimate of taxes. It became confusing for some. Some would end up sending bills, paying that actual number they saw in there and actually sending in checks. There was a lot of things that I guess the Senate decided to change that. So now you have the estimate of rollback. To help the citizens understand the new notice, we made a form that we're hoping to get inside of the mailers when the assessment notices go out also, and it will have a how-to of how to read your assessment notice. Also, part of House Bill 581, it used to be until April 1st you could apply for homestead. Now, once the bills are mailed, you'll have 45 days to appeal, but you will also have 45 days to file for homestead. So they changed that law also. And lastly, I want to thank the commissioners. You know, we had someone pass in our office, Ms. Jessica Smith. I want to thank you for everyone who reached out, everyone who actually showed up at the funeral, and from me in our office, thank you for everything that y'all did. It was a tough moment. But if anybody have any questions, and I'm sorry, we will have this is supposed to be in the newspaper this week. And again, we're trying to get it inside of the mailers also, so that when they go out, the citizens will be able to read it also. And it'll be a how-to of how to read your assessment notice.
Okay. You know, I'm not sure if there are questions, but certainly your office there is open. But I want to appreciate you in your office for being so visible and so transparent, so accessible to the public. No one has any excuse as to why they would not take the time to come to your office and sit down with your staff and have them explain their tax bills. We know last year for several people, the new assessments brought on a lot of conversation. We tried our best even before you came to alert the citizens this was going to happen, because we had been told by your office it was on the way. So I thank you for your follow-up and for being so accessible. And I hope the public would take advantage of what you have to offer, so that rather than fuss out in the public, come and sit down with you and let you review and go over their respective tax bills, and they can see, you know, whether they have certain exemptions, whether they qualify, or next year, whatever the case may be. But at least come sit down and have someone explain to you how it works. Because some people think it's arbitrary, but it's not the case. You have certain rules that you have to follow, that the state, certain guidelines, I guess, you have to follow that the state gives you for doing your assessment. So we understand sitting here, but we're trying to educate the general public. So thank you for being part of that process. And once again, what's your office number, sir? Go ahead and give it out. So.
I have it on me. Now you threw me off.
I forgot you're a new kid in the block, aren't you?
I'm a new kid on the block.
It's
In fact, it's actually on this.
Yeah.
Can you read it?
876.
3568.
912-876-3568.
Yeah. Call them. Now, I know you take walk-ins, but appointments better?
Walk-ins are any way they need to come in.
Okay.
Any way we can get this solved.
Can't get any better than that.
You know, the internet is not the place. If
Yeah.
you want, I've been in this business 16 years, and again, a law just changed last year that changed assessments application probably for the next 5 or 6 years, and that being House Bill 581 and House Bill 92. So it changes every year, and we just got back from being educated up in Athens to try and learn about that. So we try and stay on top of it so we can keep you on top of it.
Thank you. This is a good segue right into FLOST, F-L-O-S-T. It's coming up on the November ballot, as well as T-SPLOST. It's a good time to talk about it. The FLOST referendum will help all those. essentially what it does is allow us to collect the extra penny, but all that penny goes to help offset your property taxes. It's on the ballot in November. You need to approve that. All that's collected goes directly to offset your property taxes. FLOST, something. Also on the ballot will be our T-SPLOS, transportation only. If you think we have traffic problems, you need to vote for T-SPLOS. It's on the ballot. Now, we had T-SPLOS before, but it didn't pass in the last referendum, so we're trying to renew the T-SPLOS. It's something we had been doing, really, already. But if you think we got transportation needs in Liberty County, Georgia, yeah, you need to support T-SPLOS. We have one road in his district, just for instance, I know it's not your part, but thank you, sir. How long is Mercantile Road? It's not?
Right at a mile.
Right at a mile? Yeah.
1.1.
And to resurface that road is how much, Mr.?
How much? Okay, 1.1 million.
1.1 million to resurface. 1.1 million just to resurface. T-SPLOS will take care of that. Everybody that comes about hot dogs and hamburgers, y'all fuss about the car joints, you know, and the food. We need all those places because the sales taxes help us to get those things done. We wouldn't be able to do it without the sales taxes. All right?
All right, thank you for the opportunity. Yes, sir.
Mr. Payne, I'll put my glasses on here. On this slide here with the numbers, where's the 9? Is there a reason why the 9 is missing?
9 being,
And you,
Number 9. I see the 8, and then it goes to 10. Typo?
typo.
you were counting?
I was trying to get it together for this actual meeting, so
Okay.
All right.
I have it ready.
Okay.
So 9 still comes after 8.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, this information is on your website?
This will be on our website.
Yeah. Can we put it on our website too, Mr. Mosley? We'll put this on, it's on the tax assessor's website. It'll also be on Liberty County's website. And of course, once again, he has opened the policy.
I have opened
Please
the
go
policy.
visit him.
If you have
Thank
any
you.
questions, come by, please.
Thank you, sir.
All right? Thank you.
All right. Mr. Mosley, was there another president? That was it? Okay. All right, then moving on then. Again, Ms. Richardson. While she's coming, let me say this, since I got this audience. The gentleman you just saw, his office assesses your property values. Commissioners don't do that. His office goes out and do the assessment of your property values. That's not what the commission does. The values come through his office. That's why I say go sit down with him and look at your respective properties. His office, and then we have the millage we set based around the county, and then of course, then the tax commissioner sends out the tax bills. Assessors assess, we have to set the millage based on what the digest proves or the property values that come in. That's why I say don't fuss about car washes and chicken joints. We need all of them. All right. And then we have to send, the commissioner's office send out the tax bills. That's kind of how it works, the ABCs of how taxes are done. All right.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I'm here to present for your consideration and adoption this evening the FY26 proposed budget for the county's general operating fund, our various special revenue funds, and our capital projects funds, which will take effect on July 1st, which is the beginning of our new fiscal year. A copy of the proposed budget has been provided to you all this evening in your packets. Additionally, this information has been made available on our website, as well as for review in hard copy in the administration office. We held a public hearing at our mid-month May meeting last month, May 15th, where we discussed the proposed budget in more detail. And we even heard from a few county residents at that meeting. But this is the product of our combined effort with the Board of Commissioners, admin, and finance that results from our budget process, which has been ongoing since March. We have met with all the department heads, elected officials, and carefully reviewed the budget requests for the upcoming fiscal year. As you know, the county cannot fund all of the requests that come in each year. This would be financially impossible. And we had a total of 69.2 million original budget requests that came in at the beginning of our budget process. And we have worked together through workshops and meeting with all these department heads to make some recommendations for our proposed budget, bringing the general fund proposed budget for FY26 to 65.6 million. Additionally, I would like to point out that we have been very cautious as a group to make sure that we get a complete picture of our anticipated revenues for the upcoming fiscal year in order to make the best informed decision that we can for the county. With that being said, our general fund increase is 5.1% proposed increase from last year. But with the county having a June 30th fiscal year end, we are at a slight disadvantage due to the fact that we don't have the digest in for our review and calculation to know what our largest revenue source is going to be property taxes. As Mr. Payne explained, the digest is being prepared. Assessment notices will go out soon. So we should, after the appeals process, receive the final digest in July, August timeframe. Once the digest does come in, we'll have the opportunity to come back and review the budget, as Mr. Chairman mentioned earlier, and make any amendments as needed. But our goal is to be fiscally responsible, to not have to raise the millage rate, to support a budget that we adopt now for the upcoming fiscal year. So, I mean, that is our goal. We don't want to raise taxes. We don't want to raise the millage rate. So we think this is a conservative estimate on our anticipated revenues and have made budget cuts proposed to match, because we do have to have the balanced budget. But that concludes my presentation, but I'll be happy to answer any questions that you all may have.
I thought we was approving resolution.
We are,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know why she getting that.
Resolution?
Yes, sir.
You're on
So
resolution.
She is. She was giving us a.
if you have any comments, yes, absolutely.
You explained, you explained it very well. You explained
Since
you explained it very, 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 very well.
Since we have three.
But let me
Yes,
but let
sir.
me remind the public of this.
Okay.
We make no promises, but when the digest comes in, we may have some room to make some adjustments. And you said amendments, adjustments. But we have to wait until that time. We don't know right now. But when that time comes, we'll certainly look at any requests that different organizations may have.
Absolutely.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. And since we have three fund types, Georgia state law requires us to adopt these budgets. So there's three resolutions. We have to adopt the fund type separately. So I will go to the first one for the general operating budget. Whereas the administrative staff of Liberty County has prepared and submitted to the governing authority of Liberty County an annual general operations budget for the year beginning July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026. Whereas the Board of Commissioners has studied and reviewed the prepared budget, and it is considered in the best interest of the Liberty County Board of Commissioners to adopt this budget. Therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners that the annual budget attached hereto, and each of these resolutions does have an attachment, the attached hereto made a part of for the period beginning July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026 is approved.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion for approval of the resolution just read.
Second.
Motion and second, we approve the resolution for the general fund budget. Any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands, please. All right, next, please.
Okay, yes, sir. The next is our special revenue funds. And whereas the administrative staff of Liberty County has prepared and submitted to the governing authority all special revenue operational budgets to include ARPA, E911, victim witness, jail construction and staffing, multiple grants fund, confiscated assets, the Records Service Center, law library, technology, drug abuse and education, juvenile services, hotel motel, child support, jail commissary, opioid settlement, and the Liberty County Projects Corporation for the year beginning July 1st, 2025, and ending June 30th, 2026. Whereas the Board of Commissioners has studied and reviewed the prepared budgets and is considered in the best interest to adopt these budgets. Therefore, be it resolved, the Board of Commissioners of Liberty County, that the budgets hereto and made part of for the year beginning July 1st, 2025, and ending June 30th, 2026 is approved.
Chair, entertain a motion for the resolution for the special revenue.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion second, we approve the special revenue resolution. Any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands, please. Thank you, Ms. Richardson.
And lastly is our capital projects. Whereas the administrative staff of Liberty County has prepared and submitted to the governing authority of Liberty County the SPLOST, Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax Budget, T-SPLOST, the Transportation Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax Budget, our Capital Projects Fund, and the Wright Army Airfield Fund budget for the year beginning July 1st, 2025, and ending June 30th, 2026. And whereas the Board of Commissioners of Liberty County has studied and reviewed the prepared budgets and is considered in the best interest of the Board of Commissioners to adopt these budgets. Therefore, be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners that the budget here attached hereto and made part of for the year beginning July 1st, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026 is approved.
Okay. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the SPLOST.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Just a word to the audience. SPLOST is for capital projects only, cannot be used for operations. Capital project, which we mentioned earlier, the parks, those kind of things, but cannot be used for operations. All in favor, show of hands, please. Motion passes.
Thank you all. I appreciate
Ms.
you.
Samantha.
Thank you.
Mr. Rickardson. Commissioner Thrift is here now, so you can go on down the list. We were going
Thank you, I
to,
appreciate it.
going
Sorry,
to
I was late.
adjust. We were going to adjust it. No.
Good evening, Chairman Lovett
This
and
long
members of the board.
See, now you understand. There we go.
We have 5 zoning-related items this evening that, for your public hearing and action.
All right. With the first, the conditional use, that's not a, I don't need to go into public.
They've all been advertised for public
Oh,
hearing.
have they? All right, then Chair, entertain a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
All in favor, show of hands, please. Public hearing means you have opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to speak to some of the, all of the requests that Mr. Rickson's going to present to us. Various rezoning issues that covers unincorporated Liberty County,
That's right.
various districts, okay.
Okay, our first item, Mr. Chairman, is a conditional use request that's been submitted by the owners Lee and Carissa Greenfield to have a counseling service as a Type B home occupation at their residence located at 4708 Highway 196 West in the Gum Branch area of unincorporated Liberty County. This property is 18 acres, and you can see there's a parcel number. And this is our ad in the Coastal Courier and our sign on the property indicating this hearing tonight. And this is a vicinity map. Property is located right here. This is Highway 196. The green there is the city limits of Gum Branch, and if you come around the curve there on 196, you can see parts of Hinesville over here shown in purple. So it's kind of between Hinesville and Gum Branch on the left-hand side of the road. And this is just a little bit more close-up of the property. Here's 196. You can see the home is located right here. It's behind some trees along 196, and then there's a pond back in the rear of the property. And this is the zoning map, just showing that the entire property is zoned A1. And floodplain, there is no floodplain on this property. There's some zone X, which is 500-year floodplain, so there's no flood hazard area on the property. And you can see just a little bit of wetlands located here in this section of the property. And this is the narrative. It just says that the Greenfields would like to make use of their home for a home occupation to perform licensed counseling services to the Hinesville area residences, and they would like to do that operation within a room of their home. And this is their site plan, just kind of showing the layout of the existing house, and the room where they'd like to, this office room where they'd like to do this is right off the front door. And you can see the home where they live. As you saw earlier, this is well off the highway. And you can see there, this is the frontage looking back to the home back in the rear right there. Okay, the conditional uses, offices such as this are allowed as a conditional use in the A1 district. You have to look at the criteria. The first criteria that have to be looked at, the use shall not adversely affect the economic values or physical appearance of the neighborhood or area surrounding the site in question. They haven't proposed any exterior changes, so we don't think there will be any adverse effects. Number two, the use shall be consistent with the comprehensive plan and with the purpose and intent of the land use district. And we answered that yes, this property is designated as agricultural, forestry, and mixed-use rural corridor being on Highway 196 West, both of which include single-family residences as a primary or secondary use. They still will use this as a single-family residence. It'll just be a home occupation. Number three, the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the use shall not be detrimental or endanger the public health, safety, or welfare. We indicated that it will not. Number four, this use will not create an undue burden on transportation, including streets, transit, public utilities, and provision of public safety. We indicated it will not. The additional traffic will be negligible for this home business. Number five, the design shall minimize adverse physical, environmental effects on adjacent properties, including adverse visual impacts. Buffer zones where necessary should shield any adverse factors. We indicated there that the house is set back over 300 feet from the road and behind the standing pine trees, so there would not be any negative impacts from the neighbors. And finally, the additional space for parking and landscaping and adequate measures, we indicated that that was not necessary. So LCPC heard this at their May 20th meeting, and they recommended approval with standard conditions. So I'll be glad to answer any questions, and I think the applicants are here as well.
Petitioner here, sir. Yeah. Would you mind coming to the podium and state your name? And we'd just like to hear, you don't have to give a long speech here.
That's fine, I understand. My name is Lee Greenfield. My wife, Carissa Greenfield, is in the audience with me. I'm a retired chaplain from the military, retired for 4 months now. I was a chaplain at Fort Stewart for 5 years, also a therapist on Fort Stewart for 5 years, built a great network on Fort Stewart. I want to bring that to the greater Hinesville area. So we want to base that out of our home and try to start that as soon as we can. We're excited about this area. We want to bring good mental health. My wife was already a counselor at Melinda Graham & Associates on Airport Road, and we also want to bring her experience and my experience into our home-based business.
Very well said. Thank you, sir. Was there anyone who opposed the, Commissioner Drift?
Yes, sir, that's him. Hey, nice to, I'm
Hi, nice to
I'm
meet
glad you
you.
made it through the traffic jam, the bad.
Yes, we had to get around it. Yes, we
Yes,
did.
it took
yeah.
me a minute. That's
Yes.
why I was late. Took me 20 minutes.
We
But anyway,
just got there, too.
I'm glad that y'all were able to get here in time. But I was just wondering, what age group will you be
So we
offer those
specialize in
services
any
to?
age.
Just
So we're
for my
married.
information.
We're marriage and family therapists.
Marriage,
So we're
okay.
licensed in Georgia as marriage and family therapists. So we can counsel couples, we counsel family members, whole families at one time.
Okay.
So
Well, you sure got a pretty place.
thank you. I
A big
appreciate
place
that.
there.
Appreciate that.
So-
And a much-needed service, my friend,
Yes,
a
sir.
much-needed
Thank you.
service. Much-needed service. All right.
Mental illness.
Yeah.
Commissioner Drift, you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we approve the conditional use.
Motion and second, we approve the presentation by LCPC for conditional uses property. And Mr. Gentleman, thank you so much for providing that service
Yes.
to the community, which is much needed.
Thank you. Thank you, Board. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
All in favor? All right. Next, Mr. Rickerson.
Do we need to come out of public?
Not for Joey. Joey always said no. It's kind of like executive session. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ready? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our next request is a rezoning petition that's been submitted by the owner, Gene Salter, Jr., to rezone 6 acres of land of a bigger piece of property. Everybody knows where this is. It's 61.84 acres from I-1 industrial to C3 highway commercial, so that the entire parcel can be zoned C3. This is commonly known as Salter's Field. It's at the intersection of Highway 196 and 84, just past McIntosh Mountain. This property, again, is located at that intersection. You can see the parcel number there. This is our ad in the Coastal Courier advertising tonight's hearing, and as well as the sign on the property. And this is the overall property. You can see McIntosh Mountain here, Leroy, Gopher Highway here, Highway 84 here. It's property on that corner. You can see there, about 3 or 4 years ago, the owner came in and had a deal with a timber processing company that was wanting to do a process here. That didn't work out. So anyway, you all rezoned this property I3, that he'd like to rezone this property back to C3 so that all of it will be zoned C3 instead of having the industrial island in the middle. So floodplain, there is some floodplain located on the lower half of the property. And there are some wetlands also likewise located on the lower half of the property. And this is just a plat that was submitted with the application. And this is their narrative. They basically said what I just told you. They want to, the industrial didn't work out. They'd like to rezone this back to C3 so that the entire piece of property will all be zoned the same, C3 commercial. And this is the concept plan just showing the industrial area here they'd like to take back to C3. And this photograph of the site just showing the current state. You can see some uses, commercial uses over there in the back. And another side, three photographs. Our zoning analysis, does this property have reasonable economic value as it's currently zoned? It does. Number 2, does the proposed use conform to the Fort Stewart JLUS? It does. Number 3, does the proposed use conform to the Liberty County Comprehensive Plan? Yes, the comprehensive plan designates this property as commercial. Number 4, will there be an adverse effect on the value and usability of nearby properties? No. Number 5, is the proposed use suitable in view of nearby uses? It is. Number 6, will the zoning proposal create an undue burden on transportation, streets, transit, schools, utilities, and public safety? It will not. Number 7, will this allow a short-term gain at the expense of our long-term goals? It will not. Will this change cause a domino effect? No. Are there unique historic sites that might be adversely impacted? We have not noted any. Is this parcel in a flood hazard area? You saw that the lower half of it is in the flood zone AE and AE. Number 11, is it spot zoning or unrelated to the existing pattern of development? It is not. And are there unique conditions which support approval or denial? And we've just indicated there this would remove the industrial district as an island surrounded by C3. Our Planning Commission heard this on May 20th, and they recommended approval with standard conditions.
Same question applies where well, first is the petitioner here.
The petitioner is here, and there were nobody opposed to this.
Yeah. All right, where's the petitioner? He's right there. Come on, how are you? What can you say about this request?
We just want to put it back like it was. You know? We all had to do that industrial thing, which was nice of you to do that, but it didn't work out, thank goodness. We're going to put it all back like it was.
Put it back like it was?
We ain't got no plans for it right there.
All right, that's what I was going to ask you next. What you got planned for it?
Just put it back like it was down the road.
Uh-huh.
Still trying to get the Circle K done.
Mm-hmm.
After that, maybe something might follow it, but for now, nothing.
Okay.
Just do it ahead of time.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing coming on that I know of. Somebody calls me tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm thinking they will.
Ever get the Circle K? Maybe. We're still working on that.
Okay. Still working with those people?
It's getting close.
Getting close?
Now we're talking with Trent. We're in the Trent zone.
Okay.
Yeah, we got all DOT approvals now.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
$700,000 approval.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, we had that. They do it as if we were built the whole 60 acres.
Uh-huh.
One-time deal. If I go back to somewhere else, DOT's out the way now.
Yeah.
And they'll do as the whole thing is being developed.
Huh.
So good deal.
Yeah.
Cost up front, that's good.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
think it'll be all right, I think.
You'll be all right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now,
Mr. Chair?
sir. Yes, sir. The Commissioner Frazier.
Mr. Right.
Who's your point of? Well, we've never come out of public hearing to vote.
I mean, I just looked up the parliamentarian structure.
Yeah.
So I just request that if we just go through all the public hearing together, and then we come out, and then we just make a vote.
Yeah.
Google,
Let's do this. Let's keep our format, and then I want to hear from Kelly Davis on.
I mean,
I hear you, but I want to hear, because we've never done that before.
I mean, this is free 99.
Yeah, all these many years,
Kelly's
we've
on
never done that.
charges.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear you very well. I hear you very well. But seemingly someone would have caught that a long time ago. Would that be the case?
It says, yes, you would typically need to leave a public hearing meeting to vote in an election voting process. Voting usually takes place at, never mind.
Yeah,
You're right.
I hear you. I hear you.
Just send Kelly the bill.
Thank you,
to
sir.
answer that question. When you could just easily Google and get it.
No, let's keep it. Yeah.
The days of encyclopedias are over. I mean, it's all on your phone.
But I still want to hear from my county attorney.
Understood.
Yeah, okay. Chair, entertain a motion.
Chair, I make a motion that we follow the recommendation of LCPC.
Motion and second, we approve LCPC's rezoning petition for this property. Any further discussion? That discussion, Mr. Moses, make a note that we'll investigate the voting. And I make the statement once again, that I respect you, Commissioner Frazier. All my years of being here, and Mr. Brown, who's very, very versed, as well as the county attorney, have never requested that we come out of public hearing to vote. So I'm only going on that, sir.
I understand. But
If I
with
stand
all due respect,
corrected-
sometimes, just because we've been doing things
Yeah.
a typical way.
If I stand corrected, we'll stand corrected.
Absolutely.
I promise you that.
I understand. It just says open public hearing, take public comments, close public hearing, return to regular meeting, deliberate, and vote.
I hear you. All in favor, show of hands. Thank you, sir. Any nays?
Chair, who was
Yeah.
the first? Who moved it? Y'all take-
Commissioner Stevens and, he seconded.
Commissioner Blunt.
Blunt, four.
Okay. Mr. Ricketson?
Thank you.
Okay, Chairman, members of the board, this one was heard by the Planning Commission on May the 20th as well. It received a lot of opposition, and today, Mr. Mosley and I both heard from the applicant through his engineer that he is currently working on an alternative plan with GDOT for a different part of the property, and he would respectfully ask that you all defer this item until your July 1st meeting, so that maybe they can work this out with GDOT, and you really won't have to have this hearing at all.
Okay. So he pulled it, but it made the agenda, so we need to vote to defer it, or just by consensus?
Protocol y'all would table it to a specific date.
Okay. The July 1st? Okay.
July 1st is when
Chair, entertain a motion number 3, rezoning. That's, yes, sir.
So move on that, Mr. Chairman, move it to July 1st.
All right. Second?
Second.
Second, okay, all in favor? You good, Commissioner Gill? Okay. All right, sir.
Mr. Mosley has
So the
something.
first
sorry.
meeting in July would be July the 8th, so that would be the meeting.
I thought July 1st
correction.
was it?
Oh,
I
I'm
thought-
sorry, July 1st is
Yeah.
the first Tuesday.
We looked at the,
July 5th.
yes.
July 1st.
We checked it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Sir.
So the next item that we have is a variance request. It's been submitted by the owners, Paul and Michelle Fields, to reduce the rear setback in the SFMH, Single Family Manufactured Home District, from 15 to 6 feet for a lot line adjustment around an existing garage. This property is located at 84 Oak Hill Drive in the Gum Branch area of unincorporated Liberty County. And this is the ad that we ran in the Coastal Courier, and this is the sign that we posted on the property advertising tonight's hearing. And this is a vicinity map, Highway 96 again, just past Stable Road there. Hiram Ray Road goes off to the right there, and Oak Hill is just to the left off of Hiram Ray Road. Gum Branch is down in this area. And this is a close-up view of the property, just showing that this is Oak Hill Road and this is Oak Lake Drive. These two properties here were originally on one piece of property. This home was here first, then they moved in this home with a relative living on it. And they built this garage, and it's just kind of all put there together. And then now both this person and this person are wanting to sell their homes, and they're wanting to disentangle this accessory building here. So they're wanting to run a line here and around this, because this driveway leads up and goes into that garage. So this garage needs to go with this piece of property. So that's why they need the setback variance, because this house here is located too close to that new property line. And I'll show you what they're proposing to do. As you see here, this is in the SFMH zone, shown there as in the orange. And you can see the flood map there. There is some floodplains on the left-hand side of the property. And you can see there are no wetlands. And the narrative is pretty much what I told you. They're wanting to disentangle these two pieces of property so each one can sell their property and not have any encroachments on it. And this is what they're wanting to do. You might recall the one house in the rear was located here, the original house is located here, and then this is a driveway that goes into the garage. So this garage belongs to this house, but currently it's sitting on the back lot, so they're just trying to disentangle that. They need a variance to take the rear property line right here from 15 feet, which is required by the ordinance, down to 6 feet. So if you approve this variance, they'll be able to cut these properties out and sell both properties individually. And this is just a photograph of the house that's looking at the house in the rear and the garage. And you can see the close proximity to them. They're wanting to run a property line between the garage and this house so that garage can go with the front house. And that is the picture of the front house there with that's actually the picture of the back of the garage and the second house. The front house is up here. And then that's a picture of the second house, and you can see again the proximity of the garage to that house. And then that's the front house. That's the garage. You can see the garage definitely is intended to go with the front house. So the variance criteria, there are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the subject property in question because of its size, shape, or topography. There are not. The properties are rectangular and level. Number 2, such conditions are peculiar to the subject property. We answered there, no. All the other properties in this area are all similar, so there's nothing unique about this. Number 3, the application of the ordinance to this subject property would create an unnecessary hardship. We answered yes to that. The property owners will not be able to divide and sell the properties separately. Number 4, relief if granted would not cause substantial detriment to the public good or impair the purposes and intent of this ordinance. We answered that no, because the building has been permitted and in place on the property since 1994. So there's not much you can do about the fact that the garage is there and has been there for a long time. They're just trying to sort out the two properties. And then number 5, relief if granted will represent the minimum variance that will afford relief and represent the least deviation possible from the ordinance. And we answered yes to that. The Planning Commission heard this request at the May 20th meeting, and they recommended approval.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd be glad to answer any questions. I think the applicant's here, too.
The applicant's here.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Fields is here. I rode out and looked at the property. I've also spoke to Mr. Fields over the phone. And just like he said, it was his mother-in-law lived there and father-in-law, and then him and his wife lived in the back. They built the garage there. Now they're trying to sell the properties and move on.
Afternoon, my name's Paul Fields. It was a family piece of property. My mother-in-law, that was my brother-in-law's house. I bought it from him. I've lived there for 35 years. She's lived there for 45 years. We decided to move to other places, and when we got out to try to sell our properties, the realtors pretty much said, the way it's laid out, it's not going to work. So I had to put in for the variance to try to be able to give my mother-in-law her garage back to her property, so it would be, go with her house. That's it.
Was there any opposition, Mr.? Okay, all right.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we approve the variance request.
Second.
Motion second, approve the request so his mother-in-law can have her garage?
Yes, sir.
All in favor, show your hands, please. All right. Go home in peace, my brother.
Okay, Chairman, our last case is a conditional use request that's been submitted by the owners, Christopher and Cassie Alejandro, for an event hall located at 512 Bagley Fussell Road in an unincorporated Liberty County. This property is about 34.5 acres of land, and you can see there the parcel number there. The Alejandros also own 5 adjoining pieces of property totaling 23.25 acres. So they own a good bit of the property in the area. This is our ad in the Coastal Courier advertising tonight's hearing, as well as a sign on the property. That's Isle of Wight Road in the background. And you can see this property is a long rectangular piece of property. It's Isle of Wight Road here. This is the Jones Creek back in the back. So you can see that's a pretty long, large acre piece of property. And you can see a little bit closer showing there's 2 houses here that are owned by the Alejandros that they're currently renting out in Airbnb type fashion. And then their principal residence is located here. The property here is undeveloped forest land. And they're wanting to do the event center right up here near the house, up here on the edge of the marsh. And I'll show you a closer, more close-up picture of that. zoning map, you can see the entire parcel is zone A1, which allows for an event center with a conditional use. And the floodplain, you can see that the part closest to Jones Creek is in the floodplain. And wetlands, again, the area closest to Jones Creek is in the wetlands. And this is a plat of the property, just showing it's turned kind of on its side, but this is the undeveloped portion of the property, and then back here is where their house is, and then this is where they want to put the event center next to the pavilion next to the marsh. And this is their narrative. Their business is called Marsh Manor Retreats and Events. It's a retreat space designed to support the personal and professional growth of entrepreneurs. It's located at 512 Bagley Fussell Road in Midway. And they think this offers a natural setting and an ideal environment for focused work, strategic planning, and meaningful connections. So they want to be able to have modest-sized retreats and advertise this for boards and businesses to come out and use that as a place for retreats. The goal is to provide a welcoming space where entrepreneurs can step away from their daily distractions and reconnect with their vision and peers. So they go on to just explain the merits of that. The current use, the property is currently being exclusively used for residential, single-family residential, which is consistent with the agricultural zone. They've got the 2 homes that they rent out through Airbnb and VRBO, and they also have their main residence where they live. These rentals support small groups and individual guests that would go with the pavilion event center, and for people that would be participating in the retreats. They plan to add the multi-use pavilion that will feature a chef's kitchen, communal dining area, bathrooms, and flexible meeting space, and this will serve as a central hub for their retreats and workshops. And their intended use is that it will provide for small private events to foster entrepreneurship, leadership, and personal development activities. So that's pretty much their narrative. The concept plan, you can see here, these are 2 single-family homes that they're renting out for short-term rentals for through Airbnb and for people that would be participating in the retreats at the event center. This is the proposed pavilion, and then this is their existing residence. And you can see here the marsh comes right up and kind of goes up near the house and near the pavilion.
There's also a lake I see there, or a water amenity?
There is a small pond located there on the property as well. Okay, and that's just a close-up of what I just showed you. The two rental houses, the main house and the pavilion, will be located on this side of the property. That's just an example of the pavilion, just showing that it'll be raised on stilts because this area is in the floodplain. As you saw, there'll be, all the quarters will be up above, on the area up above, and there'll be an open area down below for gatherings of some sort. And this is just a picture of Bagley Fussell Road going back into the property off of Isle of Wight. And that's just a driveway going back to the pavilion and past their house. And that's the owner's residence. And that's the area where the pavilion will be located, and of course the marsh is just beyond that, just beyond these trees. And another shot of the pavilion area. And the driveway down to the 2 rental houses on the creek. And this is a walking path that would connect the 2 rental houses to the pavilion center. And that's the DNR flag. They got to set back from the marsh, so they've already marked that too. So they're doing this all according to the laws and regulations. So the conditional use criteria that you need to use to consider this, number 1, the use shall not adversely affect the economic values or the physical appearance of the neighborhood or areas surrounding the lot in question. We answered that no. The pavilion is surrounded on 2 sides by the marsh. Number 2, the use shall be consistent with the comprehensive plan and the purpose and intent of the land use district. We answered that yes. This property is designated as agricultural and forestry. It does allow for single-family residences that are there, and it does allow for an event center of this type. Number 3, the establishment, maintenance, and operation of the use shall not be detrimental or endanger the public health, safety, or welfare. We indicated it would not be detrimental. Number 4, the use will not create an undue burden on transportation, including streets, transit, schools, or public safety. We answered no. Number 5, the design shall minimize adverse environmental impacts on adjacent properties, including adverse visual impacts, buffer zones where necessary, to shield any adverse factors. We got a point there, we just noted that DNR requires the 25-foot buffer from the marsh, and as you saw, they've already marked that. And then number 6, we didn't identify any additional requirements that would be required. Planning Commission heard this at their March 20th meeting, and they recommend approval, and the applicant is here, and we did not have anybody speak against this.
Applicant, please. If you just don't mind, introduce yourself, please, and just give us a little.
Jeff just said a whole lot.
Did-
Good evening, I'm Cassie Almohandro, and I'm the property owner and I'm also the owner of Marsh Manor Retreats and Events. And we've been using, I'm also a business consultant, and so we've been using the houses as short-term rentals, and what we're finding is people are like, we need places to meet. And so we thought that this pavilion would give us that space so that they could get them out of the houses and enjoy the marsh and the beautiful serene setting, and give them a place to have some boardroom space as well. So this pavilion would be an asset to the business, and we think that the business would be an asset to the county.
About how many square feet do you?
So that is up for discussion. So
Is
the
it?
picture
Okay.
that was in the slide deck was the Dolphin Island Pavilion that's over off of Isle of Wight. We're using the same concept, and we're using the same architect. We had the DNR come out and do the delineation for the marsh, and we are working with a surveyor right now. So we're waiting for that survey to come back so we can see the actual footprint. But we're only the houses only sleep 20, so they're not big events, they're little events. So it's, it will fit with the property. It won't be a monstrosity at all.
What's your approximate timeline? When would you like to be operational?
I would love to be under construction by the fall and in operation by early next spring. It's pretty aggressive, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Commissioner Blunt, this is in your district?
Yes, sir. I'll make a motion, we accept the conditional use request by LCPC for 512 Bagley Fossil Road for Mr. Christopher and Mr. Casey Almohandro. I probably said that wrong.
Second. Now, discussion, was there any opposition, Mr.? Okay, all right. All right. All in favor, show of hands, please. All right. It's done. Let us know when the
Thank
ribbon
you.
cutting is.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Old folks say you about wore out your welcome. Mr. Long.
Mr. Chairman, would you come out of the public hearing?
Okay, Chair, entertain a motion to come out of public hearing back in the regular session. Thank you for reminding, Ms. Mosley. Second? Somebody second that, please? Second. All in favor? Show your hands. Back in the regular session. Thank you, Ms. Mosley.
Did you introduce our new person?
Yes, sir, thank you very much. We took bids for resurfacing, full depth reclamation for Bacon Town Road earlier last month. We received 2 bids, one from Platinum Paving and one from Reeves Construction. The bids were opened, did everything, reviewed all the bids. The lowest responsible bidder was Platinum Paving and Concrete LLC with a bid price of $1,145,871 even. Our original budget was $1.6 million, so we felt like that came in pretty well under our budget. So we would like to recommend to the Board of Commissioners to enter into a contract with Platinum Paving contract in the amount of $1,145,871 plus a 10% contingency.
Chair, Trent, this is keeping Bacon Town Road the same width it is, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
This kind of brings it back up to speed, gets it where we can handle the traffic that's on it now. When the bypass comes along, we're inevitably going to dump a little bit more traffic on it. And as we do intersection improvements up and down 17, we're expecting a little bit more traffic to occur on Bacon Town Road. Not a lot, but a little bit. So this will give us what we need to sustain Bacon Town Road for a long time to come.
You just confused me.
I'm good at that.
Right,
Well,
Yes,
wait
sir.
a minute now, but you say this will put more traffic due to the.
No, the bypass will eventually
Yeah,
dump some.
it's in the
and
bypass.
Then the roundabout, some people will go, instead of going around the roundabout, taking Lewis Fraser to Hinesville, some of them are gonna come to Bacon Town Road, so just expecting a little bit more. So as I'm planning, I'm trying to make sure I'm planning conservatively for Liberty County so that you have a good product.
If good weather prevails, how long will this project actually? Just rough.
So,
No, I won't hold.
about 45 days of work on the site. Platinum is here with us today.
All right.
So, Now, we have 120 days or more in the contract, so we give them time to get there, get started, get everything together. But
Now, other question, I know when we did Bill Carter Road, some of the, you gonna cut it down a little bit first? Or you gonna use all of the material there for a base?
yeah, we'll use all the material that we got for a base now, so none of it gets milled down. It all gets ground up.
Okay.
And it gets included in the base material for this
The
one.
reason why I asked is because I think some of the material that was on Bill Carter got hauled away and reused. Yeah, and I was just
Yes, sir.
looking for some asphalt milling while we were at it.
Yes or no, all that. Now, we do have a little bit of milling on each end where we do transitions. You know, because what's going to end up happening is we're actually adding, by the time you add mill it up, you add a little bit of concrete in it, it fluffs it, you compact it back down, then you put asphalt on top of it. So we'll need transitions for everybody's driveway. And then on either end, I'm going to have a transition where I got a transition to the existing pavement so you don't have a bump getting on and off from 17 and Highway 84.
Okay.
So, but that's, I bet you it's not more than a truckload.
Okay. All right.
This is a T-SPLOS funded project,
Yes, sir.
Splosh.
Splosh, LMIG,
combination?
All three of them.
yeah.
This is the
and
one.
T-Splosh.
Yeah. And that, remember the other fund that came out,
LRA,
yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yeah, that a part of this one too?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And actually, I talked to the state today. That was approved today in-house at the district level. So it got sent to the state this afternoon, and so Samantha may see a check in about 10 days.
We'll take it.
A check, sounds good.
Chair, entertain a motion.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Is there- Motion and second, we approve the bid to resurface Bacon Town Road with the amount announced as well as a 10% contingency. Am I right, sir?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands, please. All right. Thank you,
Thank you. We'll
sir.
get this show on the road.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Mr. Long, when you get a chance,
You knew we were gonna get away.
can we put together a small meeting with the four individuals involved at Barrington Ferry and 119 on the roundabout?
Being fair, down there at Crossroads?
Yeah, what they want to know, they just want to hear from you on what's going on, will it happen?
Sure.
So,
If you
Mr.
tell me who you
Chairman,
want me
might wanna be
to
involved in
include,
that.
we'll be glad to do that.
Yeah, okay.
So let me know, and if we'll talk tomorrow. We'll get Michelle to try to pull it together.
Okay,
That way, you and I can let her do that work.
okay, all right, okay.
The biggest thing I heard is First Zion, the church is concerned about the trees, what's gonna happen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I completely understand.
And also First AB with the historical bell and the store's already there.
Yeah, but the store, yeah, the store was, I hate to say, what's the word? We were proactive in the store, so those folk,
They knew it was coming.
yes, it was coming.
Yes, sir. And we've got a preliminary layout, so this is not the final layout,
Okay.
but we do have preliminary on.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got a preliminary? Send me a copy.
Yeah, it's the same one. I'll make sure I'll send it to you. So, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, but I'll send it to you.
Thank you, sir, Mr.
All right.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great night.
I was looking for Mr. Long. He's here. He's in the corner down there somewhere. RFP for dump truck.
Truck man.
There he is.
There he is.
I just knew we was gonna be here 4 hours tonight.
No.
We actually sent out RFPs for a dump truck and a roll-on roller truck for solid waste. We got them back, scored them. Going them together or one at a time or? Okay. We get scored them, roll-on truck. Freightliner Savannah was the high score on that.
Oh, man.
Trying to find my
The dump
papers.
truck,
Yeah, got it.
Roberts Truck Center
Got
in
it.
Savannah was the high score on it.
Yeah.
Okay, dump
All
truck.
right. All right, in the amount of, for the record, sir,
Sir?
how much?
How much? Let me look. The roll-off truck was $214,469. The dump truck was $167,229.
Okay.
Mr.
And
Long, I mean, Mr.
Oh.
Mr. Wells, who did the scoring with you?
Mr. Mosley, you know, he done it all. He,
I know. Listen, I like it like this where we can see who scored what. But-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But Mr. Chair, just a quick question. And you were saying we're looking at dump truck, right? Right now, currently?
Sir?
Well, he talked about both of them, just telling which one you
Right,
want.
okay, my bad. I'm looking at the dump truck. And you were saying that we should go with Roberts.
Roberts Truck Center on the dump truck, they was actually low bid, low price, and Freightliner Savannah was low price on the roll-on, roll-off truck. And both is good companies, good trucks, so.
Right, that's what I was looking at. So, with the dump truck, Freightliner of Savannah, they were $2,000 over.
Yes.
And I mean, they basically scored about the same, but they were saying that their receiving days time is between 180 and 320, but then Roberts is 280. So it's.
And both of them use a big number just so they don't get caught. They think they can get it quicker.
I mean, right.
We're still having that problem, issue.
It's better, but we still have a problem with trucks.
Yeah. All right, and the general fund will fund the dump truck and solid waste fund, roll on, roll off.
Yes, sir.
It's been budgeted for, right? Okay.
Are you trading in the old ones, or these
Not right
lease,
now.
or we're gonna keep the old ones and
Yeah,
these are-
I'm trying to keep it,
Okay.
just for a spare to keep.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught without, yeah.
Maybe you can keep it till we build that substation on the west
The
side.
gun branch
for
will send it to
solid
gun
waste.
Gun Ranch.
I mean, how do you score over 100 though?
Me and Mr. Mosley and
Figured out.
Johnny Shot did score them, so.
All right, Mr. Mosley, we need separate or together?
Do them separately, sir.
Do them separate, all right. Chair, entertain a motion for the
So move, Mr.
the dump truck, okay?
So move on the dump truck.
And a second, any further discussion, all in favor, show of hands. Chair, entertain a motion on the roll on, roll off.
Move on the roll off.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands.
Got both of them.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Appreciate what you do, sir, you and your team. Playground equipment, pre-park, Mr. Gross. How are you, sir?
Good evening, Board of Commissioners.
Good,
I am
good.
here in regards to the replacement and upgrading of 3 park playground sets. The numbers are tabulated. You have them before you. We had 5 bids. And Cat, Safe Place Solutions, Great Southern Rec, Dominica Game Time, and Bliss. And after scoring them, the scores for Cat was 104.33. The scores for Safe Place Solutions was 111.33. And those were the top 2 that we had. I'm here for your consideration to accept the scores for Safe Place Solutions.
Okay. I had the opportunity, I kind of walked in on that process. And I know who, you all saw pictures of.
Yes, sir.
This is a little higher, but you get more for your buck.
It's definitely a difference in the 2 pieces of equipment that you have before you. Safe Place Solutions had a pretty dynamic piece of equipment. The other one had less accessible points for kids to play, less accessible instruments for them to learn and utilize. So you're getting definitely a lot more equipment for your money than you would with Cat in this particular project.
And it's durable, so it's not, yeah. And this is funded through some ARPA funds and SPOS, a combination? SPOS 7, Mr. Mosley? All right. But just, I want the audience to know how we're paying for these things. They say, how y'all spending money, but this is SPOS dollars that are, and ARPA, which is funds we receive at the end of the COVID session.
Mr. Chairman, I had a question on that.
Yes, go ahead.
The SPOS funds, is that out of District 1's, or is that out of the rec department?
It's coming from us.
Coming from the rec department.
The rec.
I don't
The
know
rec
that you paid for Gun Branch. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd
where'd
have
that come
to go
from?
back. I think I paid for it.
Some of it.
Well, I'm paying for Jones Creek, so out of my splosh.
It was for Gum Branch, excuse me. ARPA was for Gum Branch, and then there was some spots.
Some
Y'all split the cost.
combination.
But there was some
Okay.
ARPA in there.
ARPA.
Uh-huh. I'm
But
using some
not out
ARPA
of
too.
my district.
I'm using some ARPA and I'm using some of my money. What we
For-
just,
So
Okay.
y'all agreed to pay, excuse me, sir, y'all agreed to pay it was 30,000 and y'all split the 40-some thousand, or 47,000. For
Okay.
the Gum Branch part.
We didn't get it all.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I hear you.
No, District 1, he's getting a 3. He probably got 7 down there, though.
Well, most of the parks are in District
Yeah,
One.
they are. That's the fine equipment, I saw the
Chairman, I
pictures.
have
Yes, sir.
Raymond, what, say 3 parks, what 3 parks are?
They are Jesse Stevens, Briar Bay, and the new Susie King Taylor at Jones Creek.
Okay, and this, the playground, equipment, what age group are you targeting? Like 10 and under, for a playground set, or you?
Yeah, it's the basic, it's usually from 5 or 6 on up to about 10, 12. Because after about 12, most kids stop playing on the playground
Well,
sets.
I guess what I was wondering, and I'm not that familiar with the Jones Creek, but the residents of that area, is it mostly 10-year-olds, or is it?
I wouldn't
It's
have that
pretty well,
information down at Jones Creek in
Yeah,
particular.
It's a good mixture.
Yeah.
It's a
We
good
built a
mix.
new subdivision down there, so you're gonna have, all age groups, yeah. It's growing day by day down there.
Yeah.
District 4, we utilize it both for,
That area-
glad to see it.
I believe once that park is complete, it will be used
Yeah.
at a high level.
Every time I ride down that Isle of White Road, they built something new down there.
Yeah.
Some folk have discovered it now, it seems.
I think, like I said, once it's completed, I think it's gonna be a very highly used area for people to come and hang out and use the park facility.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, entertain a motion.
So, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we accept the bids, the information coming from the director.
Second, Mr. Chair.
Motion and second, we approve the bids for the 3 playground sets. Once again, we had a good look at it, and as your chairman, I'm really pleased that we're getting a good bang for our buck with this, yeah.
Well, most of the equipment down on that end
Yeah.
hasn't been replaced in
Yeah.
20 years. So it's due, it's needed and necessary, and I believe it's gonna be proved to be very, very highly used at all 3 locations.
And this particular equipment I'm over here. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. But this particular equipment, from looking at the pictures, it looks pretty durable and it looks like it should be able to last for a little bit longer.
Absolutely.
I didn't see a whole lot of like the old school metal slides where you mess around in the summertime. and-
There are no
and
metal
you get on-
slides.
Oh, yeah, man, I still
We're
got some
removing
metal
all of
ones
the
on
metal
that.
slides from our
Absolutely.
properties.
Absolutely.
And now they come with the shade
Right.
feature.
Yes, sir.
All in favor, show of hands, please. All in favor, show of hands, please. All right. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Timeline on, I'm sorry, so, timeline on if you order it tomorrow,
I will be reaching out to the company tomorrow, telling them the bid has been awarded, and we'll get a start date and ending date.
Oh, they listening tonight.
Does that cost include, the installation by the company?
It includes installation and the mulch that goes within the playground. It includes all of that.
And throwing away the old stuff?
And the removal. Now, now, we do that, our road crew takes care of that, but we are,
One of the things, Mr. Chairman, is that for the playground equipment, we wanted to do a competitive seal bid where people come in and bid to get that, because there were a number of people who have requested. The fairest way to do that is do a competitive seal bid.
we've had several people call and ask about, like they did with Gum Branch, they asked about that. And the only way to remove our liabilities is to bid it out and let somebody purchase it, because it then becomes their property.
So people want a bunch of old broken down playground stuff?
Yeah. They want it.
Wow.
Metal?
Metal.
That was the question that I had, one of the questions I had, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Cross,
Yes, sir.
where are we right now with the security for these recreation facilities?
The securities?
Yeah, camera-wise.
Say that again, sir?
Cameras?
Camera-wise, we have no security cameras
So,
at the recreation
Board,
facilities.
this is something that we need because
We definitely need some type of security camera at a lot of our facilities. I don't know if y'all are aware, and we had somebody break into one of the pools down in the Midway area. They actually physically pulled the fence back and went in between it, and the only way we saw that they were in there swimming was because the gym attendant came out and saw the heads bobbing in the water. And the only way we caught them was that she made the call to 911, and the police officer, Midway Police, came and caught one of the guys that had, and they told us that wasn't the first time that they did it. So it's definitely a need for those cameras at certain and most of the facilities because we have no way of monitoring that. It's happened a couple of times. We've had the incidences out at the parks where people have taken trucks and just dismantled the grass areas by doing donuts out there. So if we had some kind of surveillance system or some kind of cameras or something that we could pull it up and see who's doing it, it would be greatly appreciated, and it's definitely needed because we've had vandalism going on there ever since I've been there. We've even had people try to start fires in the bathrooms and kick in the doors and all that type of stuff because we lock them at certain times at night so that they don't vandalize them. But it's definitely necessary.
Put that on your list.
Will do.
All right.
Thank you.
Sir, is that area lit up at night?
No. But it's not, talk to that gentleman right there, please.
Some areas are lit up at night. That's something that we were supposed to be doing, is getting a plan for certain parts of lighting. Some areas that we have that are lit up are secure, but most of them we have aren't lit up very well. They have lights there, but they're not where you can deter people.
If you will, talk to him offline, but let me say this. Even at Stafford Pavilion, which is right there, people went in and vandalized that one right in the heart of traffic and people.
Daytime.
The one by Popeyes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tore up the bathrooms, all that kind of stuff, right there. Yeah. I'm sorry we are at that place, but we're at that place. All right, HVAC.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, we
Thank you for
advertise,
being concerned, sir. Go ahead, sir.
we advertise on the the Department of Administrative Services, put it in the our website, and we received 2 bids. They were from ThermoServe and Carolina Chillers. ThermoServe was $258,400, and Carolina Chillers was $378. Receiving days was about the same time, and it was 3 of us who did the evaluation, and we recommend that the board approve a contract with ThermoServe in the amount of $258,400. As y'all remember, a couple of years ago, y'all replaced a really big unit at the Justice Center, and this is one of the smaller units there at the Justice Center, needs to be replaced. David and the crew have been, if I can use the term, using duct tape to hold it together so that they can provide cool air for the residents and the, not the residents, but the visitors and the employees of the Justice Center.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, just a quick question.
Yes, sir.
And the funding mechanism for this?
We're gonna squirrel a little money away from some of our interest monies that we've been earning to work on this project.
Squirrel away?
Some of the money that we earn on interest.
Oh, off interest, 10-4. I'm finally.
So it wasn't in the budget?
No, ma'am.
Our capital projects, but we've got the money, we got it covered. Okay.
Right, okay.
Sounds good.
What was that word, Joe? You were going
Squirrel.
We hit squirreled away.
Squirrel away. Yeah. I mean, that was one of those portal things. I was a little lost for a minute. Squirrel away. But all jokes aside, looking at these evaluations, and we just looked at some of the other ones, and their numbers were pretty high. But then we're looking at these 2 particular companies, and one of them is really bad. Then one of them is, I guess what the kids say, mid. So what I'm saying is do y'all have the confidence in these companies? I mean, I understand that's the low bid and I guess the highest final score, but I mean, that score is still like.
And you know, part of it, when you read the, used RFP, is with them providing us information about their experience.
Right.
Also talking about their financial portfolio. It's looking at a number of issues that we use as part of the scoring process. And some of them don't provide the information. Some of them provide very poor information.
Right. So I guess looking at this, one of them didn't provide none of that information, and the other one must have provided poor information. So again, I guess that goes back to the question that's at hand, the confidence in using these companies. Because we've never used them before, have we?
One of the gentlemen, I believe, from ThermoServe, used to be an employee of what another company that we used.
Oh, so he broke off.
Mm-hmm. Or he left from that company, yes, and went to ThermoServe.
Okay.
Good. All right. Chair, entertain a motion.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Second. Second. Any further discussion?
Okay, but the recommendation was,
ThermoServe.
okay,
All right. All in favor, show of hands, please. I'm sure we will ensure that they stand by their warranty.
Yeah, because we do have a warranty with them, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ms. Moses.
Ms.
Ms. Moses, what's going on behind this building here? Is it like some
We
kind of-
were
roofing
doing roof repairs
Roofing
for both
work.
buildings.
Flat ceiling and roofing work.
Leaking, got a lot of leakage, so we're
Yeah.
going repairs.
I asked the same question, Commissioner.
Long agenda.
Yeah, I don't come up here but twice a month, but I usually
I
park
come
right-
twice a day.
I usually park right there.
CRC GIS Contract. Mr. Stanley,
Back again.
come on.
Good evening. Here tonight to ask the board to approve a contract between the IT Department and the Coastal Regional Commission. This is a contract that we do every year with them for GIS support services for next fiscal year. This is a budgeted item in the amount of $53,000. They provide support for our GIS department, which we have filled now. We do have a person here in the county. If the person stays and we can keep them, this contract eventually will decrease and go away over the years. But right now it's $53,000, and that is for them to store all our GIS data, offer it up on the internet, and also train the GIS person. That's the majority of this contract. Any questions?
I don't think the public would generally know, talk about GIS as all these. And
So what our GIS, the main purpose of our GIS department is to assign addresses to residents. Those addresses then are sent into the 911 system. So when a resident calls for 911 services, it plots them on the map so that our fire trucks, our law enforcement, and our EMS can get to their houses using turn-by-turn directions that the GIS creates. So we have basically our own Google Maps, I guess you could say. It gets all the emergency response apparatuses to those locations when they call for service. They also do our districting. Anytime we change fire districts, it determines what fire trucks go to what addresses, all that kind of stuff.
Now, our person does that for Hinesville, or do they have their own?
Hinesville has their own department. We do it for everybody else,
Okay.
for Liberty County and all the other
So
municipalities.
every new house they built, somebody's sitting down putting that in the system.
I'm sorry, addressing we do for everybody, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So when you call, your address comes up on a map. Because of the files that they build, it determines which fire station responds to your house, which police district, if you're in the city, if you're in the county, if you're in Midway, wherever you are, it tells 911 who to send to your address every
So
time
in
you
other
call.
words, layman terms is very important.
Very important, yeah.
All right, Mr. Chair, you ready to entertain?
Very, very important.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, make the motion that we approve the contract for professional service between Liberty County Board of Commissioners and the Coastal Regional Commission. I apologize.
Motion second, we approve the contract as discussed. Thank you for your explanation, sir. I'd like for the public to know what
Very
what we're
important.
talking about.
Very
All right,
important.
Thank you. All in favor, show of hands, please. All right, board appointments.
got it?
No, you got it. Okay, all right. You got it.
All right.
Now, if I would have did it,
No.
All right, don't make this side have,
would have been trouble.
No,
this side is quiet now.
you got to have some training.
Oh, man, appreciate it. I can read names.
Mr. Chairman, for the
Yes, sir.
historical, the coastal workforce, we would like to reappoint Miss Delisha Cliff.
Okay. The board is, will someone make a motion in that?
Yes, sir. I make a motion, we approve Ms. Cliff to serve on
Coastal?
board for
Coastal
coastal
Workforce.
workforce development.
Okay,
Second.
motion and second, we appoint Mr. Lisa Cliff. Any further discussion? All in favor, show your hands, please. All right, next one, please.
Mr. Chairman, the Cultural and Historical Resource Committee, talked to the chairman of that board, and if you all noticed that there was some poor attendance on some of them in the Historical Culture Board, and the chairman gave me the assurance that he has had a little pep talk with the members. And they said that they will start attending, because we do have a policy in place where if you miss 3 meetings and 3 consecutive meetings, you will be removed from the board. But he assured me that all of them wanted to be reappointed and give it a try again. So we will appoint all, Mr. Jason Bacon, Jeffrey Porter, Jimmy Ingram, Lisa Larimore, LaSierra Lovett, and Lynn Pace.
Good Chair, entertain a motion.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve.
The second?
Reset that board.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second, we approve those members to the Cultural and Historic Resources Committee based on the president of that board's recommendation. Any further discussion?
I do have one,
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Stevens, the promise that I'm gonna do better, when you got a policy there, does that count? I mean, you know, history will show that, that they missed them. If the policy said 1, 2, 3 meetings, or is that 3 in a row or 3 over a period of time? And all they had to do to stay on there was just promise that I'm gonna do better? I mean, is that?
And that's what the chairman of that board had a discussion with the members that are presently on the board with, and so he was willing to stick his neck out across the line to ask for them to come back.
To recommend, yeah.
And I guess to that I would say, what do you think they was gonna say? That I'm gonna do better?
So we have to let their actions speak for them.
But you won't know till you know. But since the policy is there now, is what I'm saying.
Right.
They make a promise and they, okay.
That'd be almost like somebody getting a speeding ticket and they talk the law enforcement out of it.
Ready? Okay, all in favor, show of hands, please. Reappointment. Okay, all right. We might need to ask the president of the board to kind of
Absolutely.
do a mid-year, whatever kind of report on the,
Well,
attendance.
Mr. Chairman, the reason that I said that, not to make that big of a deal of it, I mean, you know, it's a volunteer.
It
board.
is.
There's
It
no
is.
financial
No.
gain or nothing like that. But
No.
we have had people that, because of attendance, that we put them off. And they were kicking and screaming, wanting to stay. And we said no. And, you know, these people here given a chance, and I mean, they not, I don't know if they're kicking and screaming to stay, but
yeah.
they are allowed to stay for the same reason that previous boards have been dismissed, just based on the policy. So that's all I was saying.
All right, so point well taken.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
to say this, no one else applied for this board
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
But,
And for the general audience, we have these board appointments that are published in our local newspaper. That, you know, we started that several years ago so the general public have access and they can see these boards and they can apply for these positions that come up at various times as the board's term expires. So just our website and the local newspaper are the 2 avenues at which you can find out what appointments are available for service. All right. Next one.
next one is the, help me out.
Forestry.
Board?
The forestry.
Oh, the library board.
The forestry.
Forestry is
board.
on the, yeah.
Mr. Trohall?
Oh, forestry
one?
board?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I'm sorry, I slipped to it. There was 1 application for that one, and there was 1 open, so we would have to grant Mr. Ryan Trohard.
Okay, Chair, entertain the motion.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we appoint Ryan Troha to the Forestry Board.
Second, Mr.
Motion
Chair.
and second, we appoint Mr. Troha. Any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands, please. Mr. Troha is appointed to serve. Library Board,
Mr. Chairman, after a discussion this afternoon, I'd like to postpone the library board until the next meeting because we still have some issues to straighten out on some paperwork.
okay. We'll defer the Library Board to our next meeting. Public Facilities Board,
Public Facility Board, I'd like to, Mr., what was it? Help me, I gotta find it.
This
Go
is, Lysaria Levitt and, Mr. Paul Johnson.
Paul Johnson would like to be,
I got a memory like an elephant.
reconsider.
okay. Mr. Chair, entertain a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor, show of hands, please.
All right, Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I noticed, speaking with Commissioner Frazier a few minutes ago, we noticed we need to take a look at two appointees on this list. Don't know if one still resides in Liberty County and one of them no longer works for Liberty County. So we do need to take a look at that, probably for the next meeting. I don't know if we want to advertise it.
What position?
One of them is in, Ms. Comerco.
Okay, oh, yeah, no, yeah.
She's still on the list?
No, she's no longer in Liberty County.
Right.
Okay, all right.
And what was the other one? Okay, I'll talk to you. Oh.
Okay. I think it reminded me, I'd like to, Commissioner Gillard has graciously served on HAMPO for several years and has served well and been very instrumental, especially we use his background with Public Works. I'm trying to think the name of it. But he's graciously asked to be replaced on that, on the HAMPO board, which meets every month. So, and we've spoken with Commissioner Blunt, the new kid on the block. And he has said he will serve in that capacity to replace Commissioner Gillard. I don't know, did we vote on you?
No,
I think
it was, when I was put on, I was asked.
you asked
to
to serve, yeah.
But I do want to talk with Commissioner Blunt a little bit, Mr. Chairman. I think I explained it in my email. And when I was put on 16, 20 years ago, my district has some of the unincorporated area of the county. And with the new alignment, I serve part of Hinesville, part of Hinesville where I live, the majority of Walthallville, and all of Allenhurst. And those members of the HAMPO are represented by their mayors as the stakeholders. So all the mayors are already on there. And I think other than yourself, and I guess Mr. Mosley, who replaced Joey, the unincorporated area of the county, since I don't have Homestown anymore, don't have anyone. So, and Commissioner Blunt, his entire district, I believe, is unincorporated. I don't think that he has no city. So, I think he'll, to represent the unincorporated area of the county, since I no longer have that, I think that, him replacing me will be a good thing for that board. Plus, as a new kid on the block, he'll get some experience doing that kind of stuff. But I enjoyed it, but I just think that it's better, to spread it out a little bit, and that I think Tim will do a good job on there.
Okay. Mr. Blunt, do you accept, sir?
I accept.
All right, then.
Congratulations.
Then Mr. Blunt is now appointed to HAMPO to represent the unincorporated Liberty County. And we thank Commissioner Gillard once again for his service.
Make sure somebody sends me everything I need.
All right, we will,
Get where I need
we'll
to
make,
get.
Mr. Rickerson has to do that. All right, administrative report.
Yeah, members of the board, for your consideration, to give you some updates. Bob told me today that EMA's received 2 checks, one for our CAT A, which is for personnel in the amount of $166,000, and one for CAT A, which is for debris removal in the amount of $302,000. They shared that they are currently monitoring the weather for some rain impacts, and if any citizen anyone wants some information, to go to their website, go to our county website and go to the Liberty County EMA Facebook page for up-to-date information. Our summer food program is underway. We've got to work out some kinks. It just started on yesterday, and we encountered some little issues, but we're going to try to work through those. Our summer youth employment program is in full swing with 29 students. That's also started on yesterday. And tomorrow they'll start their job assignments. Our impact fee ordinance, our impact fee process, the Coastal Regional Commission held a regional public hearing here today on the draft. We also heard from the Department of Community Affairs. They've reviewed it, and it meets all the necessary requirements. And on tomorrow, Samantha and I will meet with Ms. Paige Hatley to talk about some of the finances as part of the process. Our T-Splosh meeting, we finalized the numbers on last week. We had held a kind of a quick meeting with City of Hinesville officials today. We will start. I will contact the bond attorney. I contacted him on last week. He was out of town. He responded yesterday. We'll meet with him to start the intergovernment agreement process where all the local governments will start adopting that, and we'll bring it back to this board in late July with the goal of getting the information ready to present for to the elections department so that we can start the process of having it ready for the November election. And Ms. Poole sent out some information today, or yesterday rather, requesting those who had participated to start the education component there in the process of trying to educate the various elected bodies about what does Splosh is, what it is, and all the processes involved in it. And I volunteered with her. We're going to meet with the City of Flemington on next week and the City of Midway. Progress for People. The county will be the host for the June 26th Progress for People Luncheon, and we'll do some updates there in terms of what we're doing at the county. You all have mentioned about the Joseph Miller Park improvements, but I would like to also bring to your attention that Chairman Lovett has been coordinating and has done a yeoman's job. We're going to have our groundbreaking ceremony for the Hinesville bypass on Monday, June the 23rd at 10 a.m. at the Baconton Missionary Baptist Church. We're excited that our state GOG board chairperson, Ms. Ann Purcell, will be there. And that's 10 o'clock. We want to encourage the public. We're going to put information out on our Facebook page. We want to encourage everyone to be a part, come out and participate in that process. Midcoast Airport. We met today with one of our airport consulting engineers, the local partners of the LCDA, as well as City of Hinesville, and Samantha and I, we met with them to go over some projects and learn about some important things, and we're excited about what's going on there. In regards to our EMS, we met with our EMS director and exec director, trying to get some handles on some personnel issues, and they're in the process of putting in a work code, a code of conduct, so we can kind of help move some things along there. Our water system, we heard from our water system maintenance contractor and reached out to him today. They plan to paint the exterior. I know that's a concern that Commissioner Stevens had made known, and they're going to conduct an inspection on the inside. If it needs some work, they're going to go in and put a up-to-date coat on the inside of the elevated storage tank. Some exciting news is our GDOT Commissioner McMurray will be visiting us in the near future, and we'll be getting that information out to you as well. And our building and licensing on last week, and thank you all the commissioners who came through. We celebrated the retirement of Mr. Paul Zeckman, and we promoted Mr. Tony Mellis to the director in that position. Ms. Ashley, who's been assisting me tonight, she is departing, going back to Colorado, and so on. Last Friday, we spent the day evaluating and interviewing some people to succeed her. And we want to wish her well, because she has been a dynamic individual and has contributed very well to our success in the administration department. And we're going to miss her. So we want to let that be known tonight. And all the ladies have really worked hard to help me, because this is working two jobs, two positions has been very challenging the last 60 days. And this is a growing community. So I want to publicly thank her, as well as the ladies who've been working behind the scenes to really make things click and make things happen.
At least you still got your hair.
Thank you. give Ashley a hand with her. We'll keep the light on for you.
Mr. Mosley or Commissioner Stevens, is that Baconton Church?
Baconton Church, right?
Dunleavy and
Tibet.
Pastor Scott?
Yeah, right.
Pastor Scott, okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
It's convenient because the bypass is right there,
Yeah,
so
I
we get to
see.
use their parking lot and
Okay.
and maybe even have the reception inside their fellowship hall
Okay.
if the weather's. Yeah.
Okay. And also,
No, on the summer lunch,
Yes, sir.
yesterday we talked about, I got to go out of town in the morning, but please give me a call or you just text me once you find that out, because I'm gonna go over there and visit on Thursday morning, but, let me know.
We'll do
so I
that.
know what
We'll
to
do
look
that.
for when I get it. Okay, appreciate it.
and also, Mr. Chair, I put in everybody's station a copy of what we're talking about for a logo, the LC with the outline of the county. Just kind of give you guys, in the interest of time, y'all look at it, and hopefully we can get some input and review
They're
from
not
you
gonna
guys.
look at it anymore, they're gonna look at it tonight, so
Hey,
we might as well.
Don't. And Mr. Mosley.
I like it too.
I fixed it though.
You fix it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the Liberty County was supposed to be on there, Liberty County, Georgia.
yeah.
Under the LC.
And Mr. Chairman, I forgot one thing on the Assistant County Administrator position. It closed on last night. I'll meet with recruiters on June 11th. And we will put together the list of candidates, and we will, hopefully I can get with them to close the time on in terms of the interviews, and hopefully we could have somebody in place by August, so. I wanted to give the board an update on that.
Hold on.
And I'm sorry, the one with the bypass, can you all send out the reminder for that,
We will.
for the schedule?
Have
We will.
Calendar invite.
On the calendar?
Yeah, he's good at doing that.
I know. It works for me.
I know, he's good.
He's good at doing that.
I mean,
Good at doing that. All right, it's all for good order?
Yeah.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Commissioner Frazier, look at what time it is.
man, listen,
You know
I
why?
lost.
No,
You did.
you know why, isn't it?
Man, what?
The one on the end is not here.
Oh, listen, man, yeah,
He's my friend
I
along.
lost bad.
All right, Chair, take a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second, all in favor? We stand adjourned.
Oh, and the reason why ACC, I meant to send out the reason why ACC.
Mr. Graves.
Yeah, y'all got me leery this year.
We can't use the conflicts because election.
You've done it for many years, right? Yeah.
Somebody told me that.
So
Ooh, thank you for
it's
the.
got to be an upstanding organization.
Hey, Chaplain and Monday.
One time we went.
Yeah, they already played it.
I've got it.
Okay, they ain't started doing something.
But I'm just afraid that